All right. Hey guys, welcome to today's strength training class. Let me fix this because it is kind of cockeye, isn't it? Try and get it. Sorry. Okay, good enough. Yeah, welcome to today's strength training class. I am, as you can see, out here in my carport because it's just a nice day, and today Max and I are here by ourselves, just kind of chilling. So being out here is nice because he can roam in, whatever he wants to do. You might see him pass by. So yeah, without further ado, let us get started. We're going to start with some mobility work, and then we're going to do our plyometrics on a step. So you want to get a step close by so you can grab hold of it. Obviously, you will need your weights and your timer. If you choose to keep your own time, go at a slightly different pace. So with that said, let us begin. We're going to use the mobility ball today, and we're going to lie down on our backs. Actually, you can do this standing against the wall as well if you want to. So we're going to lie down on our backs or against the wall, and we're going to roll our neck. So let me show you quickly just so you can see. So we're going to roll either side here. So we're going to roll one side for 60 seconds. So just on the inside of the neck, or kind of not on the vertebrae, but just to one side of it. And then we will do 60 seconds on the other side. All right. Then we're going to roll our thoracic spine after that. I'll go ahead and show you. So you're going to start at your kind of bottom rib cage on one side of the spine. And I'll show you how we do this, but we will go up, put some weight on, and then we'll go up, and then we'll go up, all the way up the rib cage, back up to kind of the top of the neck here. We'll do that both sides as well. Then we'll do our hips. So we're doing some good soft tissue work here to get started. So let's go. Let me get my timer on. So we want to do 60 seconds because that is the kind of least amount of time. Go ahead and start when you're ready, guys. I'm keeping track. One side of your neck or the other, and you're starting right at the top of your neck here, right kind of in that crook where the neck and the skull meet, and just rolling gently the whole length of your neck in whatever way feels good to you. Okay, you can stop and take a breath in, take a breath out on any spots that feel particularly sensitive. And yeah, I was saying we do 60 seconds because that's really the least amount of time that is required to make a real impact on the soft tissue here, to, effectively work out any knots and encourage some fluid movement. So you can, of course, do longer, but 60 seconds is enough when you are in a time crunch, trying to manage your time, which we are. And that was 60 seconds, a little more than. So go ahead, if you haven't already, switch sides and do the other side. And again, just whatever feels good here, rolling. You can give certain spots a little more attention if they need it. And just move your way down, using your breath to kind of help soften, relax into any spots that are particularly sensitive. Yeah, my neck definitely needed this today, so this feels good. All right, and about 10 more seconds on this side here. All right, cool. So now we're going to do the thoracic spine like I showed you. So starting on one side of your vertebrae, right at kind of the lowest part of your rib cage. And if you want to watch me for a second, what I do is I get it tucked under me here. Then I take that same hand, just tuck it under my back, and then I start to roll my weight onto the ball. And then once I get here with as much weight as I can stand, I'm just going to take a breath in and out. and try to soften a little bit onto that ball. Then I'm going to take my weight off and then just slip it up, like going up a ladder step kind of, and then bring my weight back on. And I don't keep time on this. I just, when we get to the top of the neck, or I'm sorry, when you get kind of up to the shoulders, that's when you're done. So going at about the pace that makes sense for you, taking about 1 or 2 breaths on each ladder step, if you will. And we're rolling the neck and then the thoracic spine, and we're following the cephalocaudal trend, which is the kind of developmental trend of in terms of how we develop as movers. So we're babies, we first learn to move our heads, turn our heads side to side, then we get strong enough to pick our head up, then we get strong enough to start to roll, and that roll comes from the rotational ability here in our thoracic spine. This is a part of our upper back is the part that was built to be able to turn, to help us twist and turn, and which supports us once we learn to stand and move into a gait. And this part of our spine also tends to get less mobile with age. So that is why we're paying a lot of close, careful attention to it, because improving some, unlocking a little bit of forgotten mobility up here in the top of the back can help with everything below. Our lower backs are not particularly flexible. They're not meant to rotate. They take a lot of load when the upper back is not able to move in the way that it's designed to. So being tight up in your upper thoracic spine and your neck, whenever you're ready, by the way, go ahead, switch over to the other side of your spine. Whenever you're tight up here, it can contribute to pain in the lower back, hips, even on down. As we say, as above, so below. Whew, that's a real tender spot for me right there. And you may find that certain places, like this one right here, are more tender, and different sides may be more tender. And that is just a part of being human, that asymmetry. Nice little time of self-massage, I'm sure. We can all use it whenever we can get it, right? All right, I'm about to wrap up with this second side myself. So we're going to move now to one last spot on the body, and that is the hip cuff, the side of the hip. So whenever you're ready, you can use your ball here. You can use your foam roller if you prefer. Doesn't matter. We're going to do 60 seconds. I'm going to start counting now on one side. And I'm just rolling from kind of the top of the hip bone down towards the where the leg inserts into the hip joint. Rolling all this area, getting into almost, kind of getting into the back of the hip. You can get into the front of the hip a little bit. And again, wherever you feel some tightness or particular sensitivity, you want to just pause and take a breath. Try to soften, relax, and then just move on to another spot. Got about 15 seconds left on this side. It goes by too fast, I know. Especially if you're sore. And, I invite you to another time, or even now, if you want to just hit pause and let's go ahead and switch sides. It'll take more time if you need it. There are days when I spend 15, 20 minutes doing soft tissue rolling like this. So if you got the luxury, take it. Yeah, so we got about 50 seconds left on the second side here. See some storm clouds rolling in, looks kind of like, but there's a lot of blue sky still, so hopefully it's just a momentary thing. It's getting buggy, it's getting hot, it's getting humid here. Summer is on its way. It's real close, says the weather. All right, last about 10 seconds here. And then we're going to move on. Yeah, okay. Okay, so if you're finished, set your mobility ball aside. And we're going to do just a little stability work to help also, again, with bringing some of that rotational capacity into the upper spine. So you may have done this with me before. I love this one. So we're just going to do a side plank. So the elbow's right underneath the shoulder. You want to broaden your hand, send some weight into that palm of your hand. You're going to squeeze your glutes together, squeeze your inner thighs together, draw your low belly in to lift yourself up onto your side. And then we're going to take 5 of these. We're going to inhale, arm look up at this upper hand as you reach it up to the sky. And then you're going to exhale and come under. Twisting only as far as you can go without taking the hips with you. So we're going to keep pressing the hips forward and twist and tuck the arm under. Look back there behind you if you can. And then inhale up. Exhale, twist. So go ahead and join me. We're going to do 5 of these. If you haven't already started, get your 5 in. And again, really stabilizing with those glutes, squeezing inner thighs, squeezing, pressing the hips forward as I turn and look back. Really making this a nice twist in the upper body. And then once you're done with those 5, go ahead and move on to the other side. Same thing on the other side. Squeezing those glutes and that inner thigh like you're drawing the inner thighs in and up, and that belly in and up, and pressing the hips forward. And then use your breath as you inhale, look up, and exhale, tuck under. Take a twist. Using your eyes, your gaze, following your hand, and or as you get back there, maybe your hand is trying to follow your gaze. Yeah. Okay. So when you're done with your 5, rest for a moment. I'm going to talk you through doing that second round, but me, myself, I'm not going to do it with you. I've done my workout for today. All right. So I'm going to talk you through it. So if you need to kind of roll your shoulders a little bit or shake your shoulders, you can shake your head. And then let's go ahead and let's start the, do both sides again. One more time, mosquito. So go ahead and get yourself set up. Get started squeezing those glutes, pressing those hips forward. Lift up out of that shoulder that you're standing on. And then again, try to tuck your hand under and to rotate just as much as you can without taking your hips with you. And stay stable in those hips. And once you finish that first side, go ahead and move to the second. This is good core exercise. It's really a full body workout, but it's a nice little additional core work, and with doing our stability work here, turning on those glutes, opening up capacity in the thoracic spine. It's all good stuff. Tell you what, I might need some bug spray. Anyway, so you should be finished with that, eh? Let's grab our step. Okay. I got my step here, bringing it over here, the side. So just real simple, few rounds of plyometrics. So we're gonna do, we're gonna combine some jumps here. And I feel like my head is cut off of the camera. So let me fix that. That's not very helpful. Headless teacher. Yeah. All right. I think you can see me okay. So, yeah, so we're going to do some kind of sumo squat jumps. Okay. And don't do like me, alternate the foot that you step off of with. So we're going to do 5 of these. And then running man jumps. Okay. And we're going to do those as many as you can get in about 20 seconds. All right. So I will keep time for you. So I'm going to give you a second. If you haven't gotten your step, get your step. If you don't have a step yet, you don't have to do this, but you don't have to use a step. You can just use stick jump on the ground. No problem. Maxie. All right. So let's get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. 5 sumo jumps, landing on your step. This is just a kind of wide leg squat as you land. Yeah. And then I'm counting now for 20 seconds. Get your running man jumps going. As you leap, really try and press through that foot. Get some height off of that foot. Make it count. You got 5 more seconds. And stop. Good job. All right, I'm going to give you 45 seconds to rest. And then we're going to do that again. Yeah. So really rest. Actually rest. Be still. Sit down or stand still. Just take it easy. Relax your body. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You can hear Max. He's over here riding his tricycle. I'll show you real quick. He loves to ride that tricycle. All right. Here we go. Let's get ready to start again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And start your 5 sumo squat jumps. It's breezy out here. And now 20 seconds of running man. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Push off that foot. Make it count. Feel that heart rate getting up there in that high zone. That's good. 5 more seconds. And finish. Nice. All right, again, 45 seconds rest. We're going to do that one more time, all right? Excuse me. I think I swallowed some pollen. The pollen is not as thick as it was here. This whole place is covered in yellow. We have all these trees around us, so it just covers this whole place in thick yellow for pretty much the whole month of April. So that's gone, but it's still hanging around. Yeah. All right, you guys ready? Let's get started. Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start your jumps. 5 jumps. Here we go. This is the last round. Make it count. And get your jumping man going. Your running man jumps. 20 seconds. You got this. Again, push off with that foot like you're trying to point your toes down towards the floor. Get some height. Make it count. 5 more seconds. You got it. You got it. You got it. Finish. Good job. All right. Well done. We're done with that. Doesn't take much. Isn't that awesome? I mean, it's awesome when you're this age. Yeah. Oh, to have the energy of a kid, Maxie. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, so we're going to start our strength work. What's going on, ham bones? Here comes Max, poking through. Beep, 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 beep. You going to do some steps? Do some steps, buddy. There you go. Whoop, whoop. Good job. Step down. Step down. Okay, so we're going to begin our strength work. Please don't kill yourself, Maxie, while I'm trying to teach my class. So we're going to start on our backs with some presses, okay? Some bench presses. So, man, that pollen come off the trees is real. Maybe working out outside wasn't the best idea after all. Too late now. So bench press on the back looks like this. So I've got I've got my kettlebell here just kind of right under my shoulder. And one way that you can get into this, by the way, is to start on your side, use both hands to pick up the kettlebell, and then get into position. So the main thing here is we're pressing with one arm. You want to feel both sides of your torso, your hips, your feet, your shoulders remaining on the floor, okay? So you're pushing up from the back of the shoulder of whichever hand is holding this weight. So real simple, okay? Bench presses here, just like you were doing press with a bar, right? Boom. The only difference, I guess, is that my elbow, I'm bringing it in a little bit closer. So my arms are not out here. I'm allowing my elbow to be kind of loosely by my side. And then I'm pressing up kind of like a punch into the air for this. All right, so we're going to do we're going to do 4 rounds of this. All right, so you're going to start with a lightweight, really lightweight, something that, we're going to do. So if we're going to do 4, we want to do 12, 10. We're going to do 12, 10, 8, and 5. So that's the first round, we'll do 12 reps. The second round, we're going to do 10 reps. Third round, you're going to do 8. Fourth round, you're going to do 5. And you're getting heavier in weight. Ideally, you're getting heavier in weight each round. And we want to judge our weight based on the reps that you have in reserve, meaning the number of repetitions you could do after you stop, in terms of what you feel would be what you feel you could do, okay? So we're going to do 12 with a light weight. I want you to use a weight that is light enough that you could do 17, 18, without too much trouble. And then we will add weight from there, depending on how the previous round goes. Okay? So let's get started. Get your weight, get on your backs. And again, if you want to pick up your weight the way I showed you, by starting on your side, rolling over, and holding the weight with both hands as you get yourself into position. Probably not that necessary with the light weight, but once you get to the heavier weight, that will be a helpful way to pick up the weight. So once you're square on your back, you feel your hips, your back of your rib cage, the back of the head all firm on the floor. Draw the low belly in just a little bit without pushing the low back into the mat. You do not want to push your low back into the mat. You want your spine to be neutral. And then when you're ready, go ahead and execute your 12 presses. Again, just sort of punching up into the air, pausing at the top. Feeling that shoulder blade slide down the back as the arm reaches and pushes up with the weight. Okay, and then once you're finished, you can roll over on your side and just put the weight down. And then I'm showing you this little quick transition. Okay, just roll to the other side and pick the weight up. with your other hand. Get yourself into position with the other arm. Again, making sure that that elbow is just kind of just not hugging into the side, but close to the side of the rib cage. Your weight is just underneath the shoulder, and then you're going to press that weight up right over the shoulder and come back down. Again, 12 presses here. Feeling that shoulder blade roll down the back, slide down the back as you press the hand up towards the ceiling. All right. That should be about 12. So again, just roll over your side, drop the weight. Then you're going to come back onto your back here. Hands by your side, feet firm on the floor. We're going to wiggle the feet together, squeeze the inner thighs together, and we're going to squeeze the buttocks and press the hips up. Shoulders go back. All right. So from here, you're going to extend one foot out, send all that weight into the standing leg, and we're going to hold it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot back and extend the opposite leg. Same thing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back and come down. How was that? So just take a second of rest here before we move to the other side. So those that hip press that we just did there, the bridge, you want to make sure that you are not dropping your hips, torquing your hips either way once you move to standing on just one foot. So watch that the next time we do this. So let's go ahead and move on to the second weight. So this is 10 reps. You want to feel like you could do 15 or 16. Yeah, so you're just going up a little bit in weight here, hopefully. So choose whatever weight that is. And again, you come down onto your side. Do that little nifty roll, rolling onto your side, onto your back with the weight. Get yourself into position. Feel the front of your ribs threading together. And then when you're ready, go ahead and start that 10 press. This is a medium to lightweight is what I would call this. Again, you're just pausing just slightly at the top and then taking your time coming down. Slow motion coming down. Okay, and then again, just transition to the other side once you've finished your 10. Make sure you get set up well back on your back. Getting, again, the front of the ribs thread together. Feel the back of the ribs broad on the mat. And then when you're ready, go ahead and start your 10 on the other side. Sorry to say left side, but who knows? Maybe you started with the left side and now you're doing the right side. So other side, second side. That's the best way to say it. Yeah. Feeling that punch into the air, shoulder sliding down, shoulder blade sliding down the back. These last couple. And then again, once you have finished, you're going to roll over, set the weight down, then come back onto your back, get yourself set up, draw your low belly in, bring your feet and your knees together, squeeze your inner thighs, draw them in and up, then squeeze your buttock to lift your hips up off the floor. And then once you're in a good position here, just going to extend through one heel, lengthening that leg out. Keep the legs squeezing together in the center. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back. Get your hips set up again and extend the opposite foot. Reaching long through the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back down. Yeah. kind of surprising when you switch to that one heel holding all the weight. It really informs you about your hamstrings, eh? Okay, so for this third round, we're again going to attempt to move up in weight if you feel that it's safe to do so, okay? And always, this is always optional, so listen to your body and choose what you think is safest for you to complete each round. But if you're going to move up in weight, just know that we're doing 8 now. And we're going to choose a weight that's a little bit heavier, something that we could do 8. Do 8, and if you had to, you could do 12. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't be hard, but you could do it and not lose form, okay? If you are going past your ability to hold form, then you've gone basically what we call that's maxing out. We're not trying to max out. We're trying to walk towards the edge, see it, reach for it, not quite get there. We don't need to do that in order to build strength, quite honestly. So get your second weight, get yourself set up. I'm sorry, this is the third weight, not your second. Get yourself set up on your side and go ahead when you're ready, roll onto your back. Again, set yourself up well. Get your back, your feet on the ground, hips on the ground, and then when you're ready, begin your 8 presses here. Once you finish those 8, same transition here. Just set that weight down and roll over on your side, set it down, sit up, kind of scoot over, come down on your side on the opposite side. Get yourself set up well. Get onto your backs. Feel the front of your ribs drawing in, the back of your ribs broad, and then again 8 on this second side. Starting to feel heavy, right? Maybe you need to use your breath a little more to get that weight up. You feeling the arm work? And then once you've completed that, again, just roll over, set your weight down, come back onto your back. Feet together, knees together, squeeze your inner thighs, come into your bridge, and then extend one foot out. And again, it's a 7 count if you can do it. I guess I should say if you up to 7 or up until you start to lose integrity, you feel your hips start to drop or torque. And then switch to the other side. Again, try to give it the same amount of time, both sides, whether it's a 3 count or 5 count, 7 count. Keeping those hips in integrity, and then come on down and rest a moment. Yeah. So last round. This is a 5 rep round. And we're going I want you to go pretty close to your maximum here. So you're going to choose a weight in which you know you can do 5. It's going to be tough, but you can do it. You can hold your form. And if you had to, you could do 7 or 8. All right. So sit with that a moment. Get your weight in preparation. And again, when you're ready, this is where it really probably is very helpful to lay down on your side. Use both hands to pick up that weight as you roll onto your back. Get yourself set up really well here. Strong core, neutral spine. Feel the back and hips on that ground. And then when you're ready, use your breath and get your 5 in on this first side. These are so good. These are so good. So good for the shoulders, arm, upper back, core. Then once you're done with those 5, same thing, transition here. You can take your time if you're feeling a little like you need just to take a few breaths to rest before you go to the other side. No problem. If you're genuinely using a heavy weight, you may need a little rest here. Even though it's not the same arm, it's the same core supporting this. So whenever you're ready, taking your time, go ahead and start the next side. Little brown finch right here. Hey, buddy. Then if you've completed those 5, give it one last shot with that bridge, one-legged bridge pose. Again, really squeeze those glutes, feel that hip pressing up, draw the low belly in, send your weight into your heel as you extend your foot out, trying to give it a 7 to 5, 5 to 7 count if you can. However long you can go, again, without losing form, and switch to the other side. Give it the same length of time on the second side. And then come down, rest. Nice work. Excellent. Excellent, excellent stuff. So, what's next? You rest, and I will show you what we got coming up. We are going to move into some cleans, kind of combining a squat and a clean. So we're going to do the cleans, and then we're going to do in between our single arm cleans, we're going to do a single leg lunge. Yeah? So we're going to do 3 rounds of these. So we're going to do light, medium, heavy. So I'm kind of moving you along the scale a little faster with the 3 rounds. And that's because this is quite a lot, honestly. So I don't know that we need to do 4 of these. Yeah, that's all. So what this looks like, the clean. So there's a few different ways to do this. I do want us to add the squat in here. So I've got my feet are just a little bit further than hip width apart. I'm going to send my weight back like I'm taking a squat. I'm hinging at the hip here, keeping my back straight. And then I'm just going to pull this weight up and in and up. Boom. So I'm turning my wrist. So you can see that I'm starting here, and then I'm just pulling my elbow in and turning my wrist to face the center of my chest as I come in. So it's just a tight little pull. So it just is boom and boom. Okay, and I'll show you from the side here. Let me try the other arm. So again, nice straight back. I'm looking down, not looking out here. So my whole back line is long. Sending my weight into my heels, just like with a squat. I'm going to use my glutes to press my hips forward, just like we were doing in that bridge, as well, and up. And up. And it's about like this in terms of the pace. Okay? So we're going to start with 8, 6, 4. So we're going to do 8 with a lighter weight, 6 with a medium weight, 4 with the heavier weight. Okay? So again, you want to do a weight that you could easily do, let's say 15 if you had to, with this very first weight. So something pretty light. And this gives you an opportunity too, just to get the technique down before we start to add a heavy weight. So go ahead, get your weight, get yourself set up. Again, feet are just a little wider than hip width apart. And that weight's going to be out in front of you, about a foot or so out in front of you, in between the feet. When you're ready, go ahead and start to squat down, reach down, get your core activated, just broaden through your feet, and when you're ready, go ahead and begin your 8 cleans. 2, and it's helpful to breathe out at the top, I think. Yeah? Now, give it about 25 seconds rest before you go to the other side. Okay? Let me get my timer. 20 seconds from here. Okay? Yeah, because I know we're switching arms, but again, the whole lower body is involved in both sides here. So this first round, we're going to take these 20 seconds. All right, almost up. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, go ahead and start the other side. Again, nice long spine as you sit back. Squeeze those glutes as you press the hips up and you come up, pulling that weight right up into the shoulder, just kind of almost into the same position that we started those presses with. Again, using the strength of your core. All right, nice. So take just a few seconds rest while I show you what we're going to do in between the cleans. We're going to move into a single leg lunge. So the weight, the kettlebell, you're going to carry it on the outside of the leg that's in the front here, okay? And you're just going to step that heel, that back foot back as much as you can. Hips are straight forward here. And then I'm just going to sink that back knee down, up, down, up like this. So I'm just sinking that back knee down. I don't want my knee to go forward, so I'm not pushing myself forward here. I'm just allowing myself to go down, up, down, up, like an elevator, yeah? So same thing here, 8, 6, and 4, all right? And so I would imagine you can use a little heavier weight with this lunge than what you just used on the clean, just because you don't have to pull it up. But again, judge it based on what feels like a good light weight. You could do 15 if you had to. And then let's go ahead and get set up and do the lunges, and then we'll come back to the cleans. So again, when you're ready, back foot as far back as you can get it. Broaden through both feet here. Spread your toes. Feel the foot nice and broad. Draw your low belly in. Square your hips. Once you're ready, take your kettlebell and then just begin your 8, sinking down, just bending that back knee just to, if you want to touch it to the ground, fine, or maybe just let it hover just an inch. Okay. Sending your weight on that front foot into that heel of the front foot, especially as you come down. Send that weight into the heel. Keep going till you hit your 8. Once you finish, we're going to take a 30-second pause, and then you're going to do the other side. So by my count, 20 seconds. So rest, rest, rest. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. All right, get yourself set up. Do your 8 lunges on the other side. Again, nice broad feet. Draw that low belly in. Once you pick up that weight, keep drawing your low belly in and just bend that back knee down towards the earth. Sending your weight in that front foot, sending that front foot weight into the heel as much as you can. Lengthen up through the top of the head. Nice long spine. And once you've completed your 8, let your weight go. And 30 seconds rest. And then we're going back to our cleans. Yep. Sorry, 45 seconds rest. Then we're going back to our cleans. So now it's more like 35 seconds. So now we're going to move up in weight. So this is your medium weight. You only need to do 6. So choose a weight that you could do 6 of these with, and if you had to, get 10. Yeah. So based on how that first round went and how you're feeling right now, go ahead, get set up with your weight. I'm going to give you another 15 seconds here, and then we're going to start our clean. So that's 10 seconds. So get your feet in position, hip width apart. About a foot back from that weight. All right, and when you're ready, you're going to sink it back, grab for that weight, and you're going to get your 6 cleans in. Yep. Go right ahead. You got this. Broad feet, active core. Use your glutes to press the hips up as you come up. And then once you're done, drop that weight down 30 seconds. 25 seconds. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10. 5. Get ready. Cleans on the other side, 6 cleans on the other side. Here you go. Get yourself in position. Core active, glutes active. Lengthening up through the top of your head, keeping that nice good form, supporting your spine as you lift this weight up. Hitting your 6 if you can. Right? Good. All right. Now let's again take another 45 seconds rest here. So that's about 40 since I started talking. We're going to go to the lunge. So the lunges, we're doing 6 lunges. So same concept here. You could do 10 if you had to. That's the weight that you want to be carrying with these lunges. Again, that weight's on the outside of the leg. Yep. And again, you're just going straight up and down. Boom. Boom. Okay. Sending that weight into the front heel. So we got about 15 seconds more of rest. So go ahead and choose your weight. And that's 5 seconds. And then when you're ready, go ahead and get into your lunge position. And now go ahead and get your weight. Get started. 6 lunges with this medium to heavy weight. Again, sending that weight into the heel. Use your core to support you here. Use your feet broadening to support you here. And from here, 30 seconds rest. 20 seconds rest. And 10 seconds rest. And get ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get into your lunge. Get going on the second side. 6 lunges on this side. Broad feet. Strong core. Long spine, long back. Just going straight up, straight down with that back bent knee. Okay, good. Excellent. So let's take a full 60 seconds rest here before we go into this last round with the cleans. So this is the heavy round. Yeah. So like I said, we're only do 4. You only have to do 4 here. And I want you to choose a weight that if you had to, you could do 6 or 7. Right. But this is heavy. This is heavy weight. As heavy as you can stand. Now, if you felt like in that last round you were getting way closer to your edge than maybe you expected, then that's information that just maybe you should stay with the same weight and or not go up very much. So you can always gauge this, right? It's not about getting it perfect. It's about doing the progressive load. That's what's building the strength. You don't have to get it perfect every time. So it's more important to be honest. You will get strong. You don't want to get hurt. All right. So listen to your body. All right. We are past that 60 seconds. So go ahead and get set up with your heavy weight. Feet set up. Broaden feet. Draw the low belly in. When you're ready, start your squat down. 4 cleans on this first side. That's all it is. You've got this. Use your breath. and then rest 30 seconds from here before we do the second side. That rest is important, y'all, because I really am encouraging you to do heavy weight. So if you're going to do heavy, you got to rest. You got to recover in between before you move on. It's really important. All right, that's almost 30 seconds. So go ahead and get yourself set up. Feet set up again, ready over your weight. When you're ready, go ahead and start that second side. 4 cleans on the second side, using your core, feet broad, using your glutes to get you up, and using your breath. Yes. All right, good, good, good. So let's give it a 60-second rest from here. And then I'm going to get you started on your lunges. Last round of lunges. Again, this is 4 lunges with a heavy weight. So you could do 6 if you had to, 6 or 7 if you had to. You really wouldn't want to. 7, 8, 6 or 7 would maybe put you at your max, right? So we're going to do 4 with that weight. If it's the same weight as the last round, again, just judge where you are. If you went a little too far that last round, back down this round. You're still going to get strong. It's okay. All right, give it 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Get yourself set up with your weight. Start to get into that lunge. Position your feet well. Turn on the core. When you're ready, go ahead and start. 4 lunges on this first side. Straight up and down. Weight going into that front heel. Drop that weight down and give it a rest. Let's give it a 40-second rest here. If you need longer, that's okay. Okay. So I'm trying to do my best gauging, but everybody's different and every day is different, so there's no harm in taking more rest so that you can really bring your all into this last round. There's really nothing wrong with resting. It's not like more rest is going to, for some reason, make you less strong. No, more rest is going to give you more energy to put into doing the next round really well. So there's nothing wrong with more rest. It's just that we get impatient. That's all. So here we go. Let's get started on that second round. If you are ready, get yourself set up, get your feet broad, turn on your core, and pick up that weight and get these last 4 done. Put your all into it, man. This is it. Whoa, man. Yeah. Max is giving you, I don't know if you can hear him, but he's giving you a little thigh clap. So nice job. Very good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So here, as always, I'm going to say we are done with the strength portion. So my best recommendation for you is to put on some bug spray because the mosquitoes are eating me, but then go out and walk for 5-10 minutes. Just an easy walk, okay? If you're a runner, you want to just jog easy, take an easy jog. But honestly, walking is going to help integrate all that. It's going to move your hips. It's going to move your spine. It's going to help you loosen up, and it's going to help you integrate all of that just happened. All right? So if for some reason you can't get out and walk, then just come down on the ground. Allow yourself some time to stretch. Allow yourself some time to just breathe here. Even if you just set a clock and you just give yourself 5 minutes. But giving yourself that space to walk or to just be chill on the ground will help engage the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, we want to get it turned on now. We want to come out of that. We've been in that fight or flight mode. Our central nervous system has been really focused and ready to tackle this and get it going. Okay, we want to bring ourselves out of that into our state of calm, because that's going to help with the whole physiological response needed, the recovery needed from this. Get your protein in, at least for the next 24 hours. Make sure you're eating 20-30 grams of protein at each meal if you can. If you got to sneak in a protein shake, that's also good. So protein it up. That will help with the recovery. And I will see you next class. Excellent work. Thank you.